Hi everyone, this is Garland Brown. Today I'll be walking you through creating a scheduled task in group policy. We will configure the scheduled task to run every 5 minutes. The scheduled task will run a custom script. The custom script will be performing data loss prevention. In this case, it will be looking for files with credit cards and social security numbers that are stored in the system, specifically in the temp directory. The scope is limited in this lab environment to that temp directory as to limit the resources used to run the script. This is important because in cyber, you'll be faced with safeguarding the business and its employees. You'll need to make sure sensitive data is not stored in places it shouldn't be, and it does not transit to places and in ways it should not. The script and scheduled task combination performs a similar function to commercial off-the-shelf solutions like Trend Micro, Data Loss Prevention, and Microsoft Purview, and that it will search a target and identify sensitive information using regular expression, then report it to the Windows application log. This log would then alert to the existence of sensitive information on the machine. Think about this. We're doing this using social security numbers and credit card numbers, as these types of sensitive data are known to us. But there are other types of data to look for. For example, if you work for a bank and you need to find a manner to identify bank account numbers that are being mishandled, there's also another type of item to look for, which is a watermark. You may work in a classified or controlled environment and have a need to detect when classified items have been misplaced on the network. The rules we've configured in the script apply to data at rest. With the same regular expression and the use of other tools, you can make sure the items are blocked from being emailed to external entities or even blocked from being exfiltrated at the firewall, and also alert when attempts have been made. In your C temp directory, you'll see 4 files. One file contains a mock social security number, the second file contains a mock credit card number, the third file is a PowerShell script, and the other files don't pertain to this lab. Let's create the scheduled task GPO, but first we got to get into our environment. So if you've been there already, we have this remote desktop icon that we can use to quickly get into there. I've now been prompted for my credentials, CNG student. And we have our remote desktop session. We're just going to close Server Manager. And where we access our virtual machines here is in Hyper-V. So we'll click this Windows search button and type Hyper. You can see it searching and found Hyper-V Manager. Again, that's our hypervisor that hosts all our virtual machines. Now, firstly, we're going to turn on our domain controller. Once that's running, we'll go ahead and turn on our Windows 11 machine. So we click Start and Connect to open up another remote desktop session with this machine. It is still loading. And when you turn on the Windows machine and you see the applying computer settings, that refers to group policies that are being set in your domain. Log in as CNG student. Now, once again, we close out of the server manager that automatically loads. In the domain controller, open a PowerShell prompt as an administrator. We highlight that, right-click it, run as administrator. Yes, we want to allow the app to make changes to our device. There we go. To open up group policy management console, we type gpmc.msc. Press return. In the group policy object container, right-click and create new GPO. Name the GPO DLP underscore your first initial dot your last name. So we're going to go here. As we see group policy objects right here, we're going to go ahead and create a new GPO. Right-click, new. For the GPO, I'm going to call it DLP underscore G Brown. Okay. Now we're going to right click that GPO and click edit. We're going to navigate to computer configuration, preferences, control panel settings. So you see computer configuration, preferences, control panel settings. We'll expand that. We go to scheduled task. In the right pane, we see there are no scheduled tasks configured in this GPO. We're going to right click here and select new. Scheduled tasks at least Windows 7. In the name field, we're going to put DLP, your first and your last name. Description is DLP. Scheduled task. For the action, we want to make sure that is create. When running the task, use the following user account. We're going to use system. So as you can see, I click change user group. In this box, we type system. And we click check name. Click OK. Run only when the user is logged on for now. Run with the highest privileges. Hidden, we're going to check that. And configure for Windows Vista, Windows Server 2008 R2. So the highest one right here. Windows 7, Windows Server 2008 R2. Now we go to triggers. We click new. In the begin the task area, select at logon. Any user. Advanced settings. We repeat every 5 minutes. Click the enabled checkbox and then we'll go to the action tab. That's already enabled. It's activated. There's no expiration date. We click OK. Let's go to the action. New action. Start a program. We want it to start PowerShell. This is how we do that. You must type this in exactly. Windows or C:/Windows. System 32. Windows PowerShell v1.0 slash PowerShell.exe. And you'll get these in written instructions as well. As far as add arguments, we want to input dash execution policy bypass dash command double quotes ampersand c:/temp and our file name DLP search.ps1 end quotes. Now we click OK. Excuse me, we're going to ignore the conditions tab. Now we'll go over to settings, allow tasks to be run on demand, run task as soon as possible after a scheduled start is missed, and if the task fails, restart every 1 minute. Attempt to do it 3 times. Common, we can ignore that. We'll go ahead and click apply. And OK. You can see we have a green triangle there. And so that group policy is established. So now we've completely edited that GPO. We'll go over here in the, we'll highlight that GPO in the left pane here, and we'll go to the settings tab on the right side. Now we can see our scheduled task is right here, configured as we have. So everything looks good there.